If you've lived in British Columbia for decades, you've learned to accept it.
Christy Clark is a Liberal in BC, but she's actually sort of a Conservative.
But if you're new to the province or live elsewhere in Canada, it's a political question you'll inevitably ask. Why are the BC Liberals and the federal Liberals different? They're not linked organizationally in any way, shape, or form. While the federal Liberals historically sit in the center of the political spectrum, the BC Liberals describe themselves as a free enterprise coalition. That means they have as many links with the right-leaning federal Conservatives as they do with the centrist federal Liberals, and a logo that combines both the classic Conservative blue and Liberal red. But if you want to know why, it has less to do with the Liberals and more to do with the NDP. At the turn of the 20th century, BC politics looked a lot like federal politics, a two-way battle for power between a Conservative and Liberal party, switching between which one formed government. But in the 1930s, a new party began to grow across Canada, the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation. The CCF changed its name to the NDP federally and provincially in 1961. In BC, the Liberals and Conservatives were so against the new party on the left, they formed a coalition government, which led BC for over a decade. But infighting broke up the coalition, and in the 1952 election, most people who used to vote for the Liberals or Conservatives decided to ditch the tired old parties and choose a newer populist alternative, the Social Credit Party. First led by W.A.C. Bennett, and then by his son Bill, the So-Creds ruled BC for 36 of the next 39 years. The Social Credit Party constantly warned of what would happen if the NDP got into power, setting up what essentially became a two-party system. By 1991, their message and their policies were getting a little tired. Enter the newly rebranded BC Liberals. They hadn't won a seat in 16 years, but their new leader, Gordon Wilson, had crisscrossed the province, recruiting people who thought British Columbia needed a new option. Members voted to legally separate the BC wing of the party from the feds. Wilson was able to get into the leaders' debate and uttered one of those sound bites that are played again and again.
And here's a classic example of why nothing ever gets done in the province of British Columbia, right here.
The NDP won the election, but the Liberals shot up the polls, became the official opposition, and the Social Credit Party was reduced to 7 seats. The right of centre splintered into diehard So-Creds, the BC Reform Party, and something called the PDA. But in 2001, the BC Liberals emerged with Gordon Campbell at the helm and won an astounding 77 of 79 seats in the legislature. Since then, they've been in power, regularly warning of what would happen if the NDP formed government. Sound familiar? For 75 years, BC has had a free enterprise party, sometimes right-wing, sometimes centrist, but always united against the NDP. And of all the names they've had, the Liberal one was in the right place at the right time and stuck. It's just that simple.